Hello, everybody, and welcome to our 21 days happiness challenge. We've already completed 8 days of our challenge, and we are now moving to the second and the third week. The first entire week was a lot of simple tasks and small things that bring happiness to us. Small joys like maybe meeting a friend, having a coffee with a friend, doing a shopping for a loved one, gifting somebody something, completing our work, happiness that comes from our family, that comes from our work, and also from the society that we are connected with. But now is the time to go deeper into this happiness challenge. Happiness is not all the time all these lovely, dovely things. It's not always chocolates and flowers. So many times we feel so unhappy, and that is because of a lot of internal dialogue that goes on within us. And today we are going to see what is that makes us unhappy and what do we exactly need to do to shift from that unhappiness to happiness. So, the next week's series is going to be focusing and going even deeper into the concept of happiness. The first thing that I have observed in my practice of last so many years is the self judgment. So many times we have lots of ideas about how we should be, what we should do, what we can do, what we can't do, what we must do, what we mustn't do. And these words of should, must, can are all that damage us. We often hold ourselves responsible for many things, in spite of putting our best foot forward. So many of us are there who don't feel happy about what we are doing. We are our worst critics, our worst judges. And no matter how good we do, there's still an inner voice that is out there trying to find a mistake, trying to say that you could have done better. Do you realize that we often should ourselves? I shouldn't do this, I should do this, I should call my parents, I should prepare an elaborate meal, birthday should be celebrated, work should happen on time, I have to be committed. So many of these things which cause a lot of burden to us. And not just that, it causes a lot of happiness deep within. And when we are unhappy, naturally what happens is we put out that unhappy energy in front of our loved ones. There's often temper, there's anger, there's intolerance of what other people are doing. I have done this so many times to myself, and I've done this so many times to my colleagues, especially people who work with me, my team. And I've not realized that I'm doing this till it's reached a certain point. I might blast out, get angry, get irritable, and say something to somebody in the team. And very often, it's not about them, it's a lot about me. It's a lot about my own judgment, my own self talk, my own criticism, not being happy about what I am doing. Often, when we speak out to somebody else, we are very much aware as to what the other person is capable of doing, not capable of doing, what are the scopes and limitations. And these are expectations that we have from ourselves, and because they don't get fulfilled, they often get projected onto other people in the form of anger or irritation. And that is why the first and the most important thing, the first step to being happy is stop shoulding yourself. Don't should yourself all the time. Don't be this hyper judgmental, hypercritical person sitting up there in your head all the time judging you, telling you what's right, what's wrong, what needs to be done, needs not to be done. Learn to open with love, acceptance to yourself. Learn to forgive yourself for things which didn't happen. Maybe that is what the universe wanted. And sometimes maybe you genuinely goofed up and there is no excuse. I remember once when I did a session with one of the senior executives, he felt very bad that he didn't do very well in his school exams. And he kept beating himself up, saying, "But there's no excuse. There's no excuse to lethargy. There's no excuse to being complacent." And there was the time when I had a conversation with him and I told him, "It's high time you forgive that little boy, that inner child, that inner voice, which has been feeling so bad, which has been, you have been judging it for such a long time. Imagine there's this young boy and you are all the time shouting at it. How will that young boy feel? Do you have a son?" I said, "Yes, I do." "Great. So now, if you have a son, I want you to think, if you keep shouting at him, if you keep judging him, if you keep finding faults, you're all the time critical, how would it damage your son? What would it do to your son?" He said he would be very sad. He would be very unhappy. He would close up. He wouldn't even come to me. He would be scared of me. I said, great. So imagine there's this young boy, there's this little child inside you who's so scared to even come and tell you what his pain and problem is. What is he really going through? What if you could just be more tolerant, be less judgmental, open with more love, acceptance, and forgiveness to your own self? How would you feel? He took a nice deep breath in. He said, I would feel so happy and I will feel so much at peace. So, friends, the first thing that you need to do to feel happy is learning to forgive yourself. And that is my tip for today for our 21-day challenge. Please put into your comment box, when have you been judgmental? When have you been overcritical? How have you should yourself all your life? And are you ready to stop shoulding yourself? Bye, take care, stay happy, stay fit, and go ahead and enjoy the 21-day happiness challenge. These are small tasks, but I'm very sure that they will make big shifts. Small things make big shifts. All right, bye bye. Take care. This is your holistic health consultant, Dr. Mitali Upadhyay, and your emotional wellness therapist. Keep detoxing your life and keep ensuring that you add more positivity into your life.